You're in for a treat when you visit Great Britain. It may look a little island on the map, but it's packed with places to go and things to do. In fact, often the question is how best to fit everything in. Hiring a car is one way of getting around, of course, but touring Britain by road can be a tiring and time-consuming experience, while arranging accommodation for your tour, possibly in a different hotel every night, can sometimes be a bit of a chore. So why not really get away from it all and take your accommodation with you as you explore Britain by boat? Hidden from the hustle and bustle of modern Britain is a different world, the world of Britain's canals. Here, life is lived at walking pace, and here the rush hour is soon forgotten. Chugging along on a traditional narrowboat, you can relax completely and still enjoy the rich variety that Britain has to offer. That's because some 2,000 miles of canals crisscross the very heart of the country, from the River Thames in the south, right up to York in the north. That's a wide area steeped in history, so you're never far from a fascinating glimpse of the past. Take Chirk Castle, standing over the Llangollen Canal in North Wales. Built by the English in the 13th century to keep an eye on their unruly Welsh cousins, it boasts elegant staterooms and Adams-style furniture upstairs, and downstairs a horrific dungeon. The English and the Welsh were better friends, thank goodness, by the time the nearby Pont Cyllllter aqueduct was built, some 6 centuries later, to carry the Llangollen Canal 100 feet over the River Dee below. Great feats of Victorian engineering like this. And the great flight of locks at Hatton near Warwick marked the height of the canal age in the last century. The canal system grew side by side with the Industrial Revolution, as manufacturers discovered it a more reliable way to move goods and raw materials than the notoriously bad roads of the time. You can visit the still-working flint mill at Cheddleton, for example, which once supplied flints down the Calden Canal to the world-renowned pottery industry centred on nearby Stoke-on-Trent. And not far away is the popular Gladstone Pottery Museum, with its spectacular bottle kilns and daily demonstrations of the potter's traditional skills. The pottery industry is still going strong in and around Stoke, and names like Wedgwood, Royal Dalton and Spode welcome visitors to their factories. The golden age of the canals didn't last, though. With the coming of the railways, they fell into decline. The Waterways Museum in the quiet village of Stoke Bruin in Northamptonshire tells their story. But canals are back, because more and more people are discovering that a UK waterway holiday cruise is a wonderful way to explore Britain's countryside and history. Why not try a hotel boat, for example, like this one operated by the Narrowboat Hotel Company? The boats are warm and comfortable and fitted with all mod cons, including showers, while the friendly crew will give you the personal attention you'd expect from a really good hotel. Add delicious country cooking and a selection of fine wines, and you've a holiday you'll remember with pleasure for years to come. Hotel narrowboats come in all shapes and sizes, with space for 9 passengers. The Narrowboat Hotel Company's pair travel in tandem, the diesel-powered Dawn towing the silent and powerless butty Dusk. Rushbrook Narrowboats Brackley is a solo craft, capable of carrying up to 5 guests. Looking every inch a traditional narrowboat, Brackley was built only recently, though. So it's been fitted out to the highest and most up-to-date standards. And like all family-owned hotel boats, the expert crew prides itself on being able to give their guests the best of British hospitality. That means friendly service, excellent food and a holiday where attention is paid to every detail. Of course, if you want to turn your hand to a bit of steering, helping with the locks or even looking after the boat itself, the crew will be more than happy to oblige you. For a touch of real luxury afloat, you can't do better than the spacious, tranquil Rose, operated by Thames Valley Cruising Hotels. This broad beam boat is too big for many canals, so it cruises the wider waterways of the Thames and Chilterns area instead. And it's the only hotel boat operating on the magnificent River Wey. A champagne reception greets you on arrival, and throughout your trip you'll enjoy excellent English cuisine and first-class attention from a crew who know the rivers like the backs of their hands. Usually lasting 1 or 2 weeks, all cruises take in the unfamiliar sights as well as the more celebrated ones. Mooring in the shadow of Warwick Castle features high on everyone's list, for instance. One of the finest medieval castles in Britain, it was for long the sole preserve of the aristocracy. Today it's open to everyone. So where knights of old once jousted for the hands of fair damsels, you can now stroll and soak up the heady romance of the age of chivalry. Warwickshire can boast many other fine old buildings too, ranging from the less well-known to the world-famous, like Shakespeare's birthplace in Stratford-upon-Avon. It's not just upon Avon either. It's on the Stratford to Birmingham Canal too. Narrowboats can be moored right outside the Royal Shakespeare Theatre. Handy for after the show. In fact, on a narrowboat you're often hardly more than a stone's throw from somewhere of interest. Like Little Morton Hall, a wonderful example of traditional Cheshire black and white architecture, only a few minutes' walk from the Macclesfield Canal at Congleton. You'll see the same distinctive style in the bustling market town of Chester. Standing on the Shropshire Union Canal, Chester's a town full of life and full of history. In fact, some of the finest antique shops in the country lie within its walls. But then you'd expect to find a few antiques in these parts. There's been a town on this site since the Roman army garrisoned here, almost 2,000 years ago. You can follow the canal as it winds around the city walls. One way leads north to the sea, the other inland to the very hub of the canal network, to Birmingham. But Birmingham's not just the historic centre of the canal system, with more miles of waterway even than Venice. As Britain's second city, it's also the focus of the road and rail networks and is served by a fine international airport. So from here you've easy access to boatyards throughout the country, which makes it an ideal jumping-off point for any canal holiday. Always providing you can tear yourself away from the many varied attractions Birmingham itself has to offer. To make things even more difficult, the Patrick Collection Motor Museum is located right on the canal itself. But the real joy of travelling the canals is being out in the beautiful British countryside, never quite knowing what lies round the next bend. Like the magnificent Stamford Hall dating from the 1690s, and only a short walk from the Grand Union Canal in Northamptonshire. For many people, though, the real adventure of a canal holiday is doing it all yourself. And there are lots of companies, like Weltonfield Narrowboats, who'll happily let you skipper one of their craft, after some expert tuition, of course. In fact, driving a narrowboat isn't difficult. The only controls are the tiller and throttle, and after a bit of supervised practice, you'll easily manage to negotiate even the slimmest of locks. And while one of your crew takes the chance to stock up on provisions, the others can be mastering the art of working the lock itself. Even this is not the hard work it might seem. It's all explained in the booklet about self-skippering that UK Waterway Holidays provides free to its customers. You just swing the counterbalance gates shut, wind up the paddles to equalise the water levels, and the canal itself does the rest. Very soon you'll be on your way again. Skippering your own craft, you're masters of your destiny. With clear canal guidebooks, it's impossible to get lost. But you choose where you want to go and what you want to see entirely at your own pace. If you like, you can lock up your boat securely and spend a day exploring away from the canal. And you can explore one of the justly renowned delights of a narrowboat holiday, the frequent canal-side pubs. Here you'll compare notes with other boaters, chat to the locals and maybe join them for a game of darts or dominoes. Like the hotel boats, the self-skippered craft are fitted out with everything you need for your creature comforts afloat. Sovereign Narrowboats Richard III is a superlative example of what you can expect. A beautifully designed interior allowing the maximum use of space. Freshly laundered bedding, central heating, comfortable seating, and a fully fitted galley with a wide selection of utensils. All you have to add is food and drink, though Sovereign will even provide a generous grocery pack at a small extra charge. In short, it's a cosy and compact craft that you'll soon come to love like a second home. Whether you skipper yourself or enjoy the indulgence of a hotel boat, you'll soon find that one of the joys of the canals is meeting up with other canal users. They're a friendly bunch, always eager to share with newcomers their passion for this hidden world. Because once you're hooked on canals, you'll wonder why people ever thought of travelling any other way. As a way of seeing Britain, a narrowboat on the canals has a unique magic. There's no better way to combine the peace of nature with a holiday where the travelling's an adventure, not a strain. Well, these transatlantic visitors certainly don't need any persuading. So if you're thinking of touring this sceptred isle soon, why not consider the canals? You'll discover things hidden from most eyes, living the past and the present, as you explore Britain by boat.